All right, welcome everyone. Okay, this is the beginning of a new unit, Unit 5, and it's on systems of linear equations. This should look very familiar from Algebra 1. In our current algebra book, this is actually Chapter 6. So let's go ahead and begin. All right, and to start off with, for this particular section, we are going to be, let me move this out of the way so you can see it. Sorry about that. Um, we're going to be solving systems of linear equations by graphing. Okay, so that's what you need to keep in mind. So a system of linear equations is a set of multiple equations involving the same, no idea where they're going. Okay, systems of equations are also called simultaneous equations, and um, I would say the solution here is what they're probably looking for there. Oh, sorry about that. That's a little loud. Let me get my pen. And this would be solution. What you need to know about a system of equations is that um, basically you have two or more equations, okay? And that's what that set of multiple equations is. It has two or more equations. In this case, we're going to be doing two, but they involve the same point of intersection or the same ordered pair. They have something in common, hopefully. We'll get into more about that later, okay? Because I'll just be honest, I have no idea what term we're fishing for here. Okay, they're also called simultaneous because you're usually solving them together. And the solution of it is the values of the variables that make both of them true at the same time. In other words, if you were to graph both of them or solve both of them, you come up with an answer. So let's just go ahead and move on from there. Okay, so when you look at this one, you're going to consider this. Okay, so basically you have two equations here. 2x minus y equals -1 and y equals 4x minus 1. So x equals 1 and y equals 3 are the values that make both equations true. So you write this solution as an ordered pair. So we can verify the solution by what you do is you substitute the ordered pair into each of the equations. If it works in both, that's a solution. If it only works in one, it's not a solution. So just a heads up for that one. Okay, I'm still trying to, I have no idea what that word they're fishing for, so I was just trying to see if that helped. Alrighty, sorry about that. So in order to find the solution, there are three. Basically, you either do it graphically or you do it algebraically. That's multiple methods that they're talking about. We're going to be doing graphic first, and then we'll be doing algebraically, which is substitution and elimination. So one way to do it is find by graphing, and there they have steps for you to do it. So basically what you do to solve a system of equations is you graph each of the equations, and then you look to see if there's a point of intersection and you determine the answer from what you see on the graph. I think the easiest way for this is just to show you one, so let's do that. Okay, so um, why does the graphing method work? So back when we did linear equations, here you have your ordered pairs that work in the equation, and you know which ones they are. So when you substitute into the formula, you get 2, -3, you get 0, 1, and then you get 2, 5. And then you're able to draw a line. Keep in mind that a line has an infinite number of points, but it only takes 2 points to make any line. At least that. And you should remember that from geometry. Okay? So then for a system of equations, we find the points that solve both equations. What you're looking for is the point of intersection. Okay? You can either have no solution, meaning they don't intersect, and then this is the picture that you're looking at here, which means the lines are parallel. You can have one solution where the lines intersect in one point, and then your solution is to name whatever ordered pair this is. And I'll show you how to do that on the graphing calculator as well. And then you can have infinite, or what I always say, many solutions, and that's what this is infinity symbol. Basically what happens is when you draw the lines, they're the exact same line. Word that I just love in math is coincide. They sit on top of each other. That's what you have to remember. Okay? So moving on from there. So here's our first example. All right. So now we're going to do this one, and I'm going to show you how to get it in so that you can put it in on the calculator or do whatever it is, graph by hand or however you're going to do that. And so you have negative x plus y equals negative 7, and then you have x plus 4y equals negative 8. Okay, so let's look at that first. And sorry, let me turn this back on. All right, so we're going to start, let's do this first equation first. So we have negative x plus 7, I'm sorry, did not mean to do that. Let's clear that. Let's try that again. Negative x plus y equals negative 7. I want to add x to both sides because I want y by itself. So we get y equals x minus 7. Okay, now that's calculator ready, and that's what I'm trying to get you to. Most of you have graphing calculators. Let it do the work for you. Okay, now on the second one, you have x plus 4y equals negative 8. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. Okay, when you do that, you're going to get 4y equals negative x minus 8. Now, you need y, so I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So that's going to give me y equals negative 1/4 x minus 2. Okay, so that's your first step that you should be able to do. And we're going to pause for just a minute. All right, everyone. Sorry for that delay. Sorry for that delay. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. What you see up on my screen is you see for a TI-84 Plus, this is actually the color one, and I think it looks a little better. That's the only reason it's up. But what I want to show you is how to graph those two equations that we figured out just a little bit ago. So the first one we're going to do, and I'm just in a standard window, so if you're not sure what window I'm using, that's what I'm using as a standard window. So on the TI, I'm going to put in the first equation, which is x minus 7, because it was y equals x minus 7. Of course, you don't put in the y equals. So x minus 7, and then I'm going to hit enter. Now, I like the color because it shows up. Now, most of you will just have regular ones, so yours won't show up this color, separately, but you'll still see the idea. And then I want to do negative 1/4 x minus 2. So I'm going to do negative parentheses, and then I'm going to do 1 divided by 4, okay, because you don't have a fraction key on a TI. And then I'm going to do x minus 2. Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter. So I have both of them in. I'm going to tell it now to graph. And I see one there going, because you can tell it's moving because I can see the little here. And then there's the other one moving. Okay, so now keep in mind we talked about no solution, one solution, many solutions. It's not parallel. They intersect, so that means I have one solution. Now, what I'm looking for is, what is this ordered pair? Really easy. I am going to go to second and then this trace key because the word calculate is above it. So I'm going to do that. And then what I want is I want the intersection. So that's number 5. And it says first curve. This is a TI thing. And I'm going to say enter. And then it says the second curve. You notice it's showing you an intercept. So I'm going to say enter. And then guess. I have no idea why we do that. And there's your intersection. It's 4, negative 3. Okay. So now let's go back to our Active Inspire. And if you are curious about what I keyed in, first after you look at the graph, guys, and you can pause this and write down, and follow me along. But guys, this is what I keyed in, okay? And for you, it started, this is where I changed the window. I cleared the one it was already in and I changed the window. So that's what you're seeing there. And then that's everything that I put in. So now let's go back. And so when you look at this, what you're looking at is you want the ordered pair. And we said it was I think 4, negative 3. And guys, that's it. That's all I'm looking for. You're going to graph. Hold on. Okay, so 4, negative 3. And that's what I'm looking for. Now I would like to show you on the Casio. We're going to do the exact same problem. Okay, just to make sure everybody knows how to use their calculator. If you have something different, please let me know. Okay, and then I'm going to record on here so you can see my keys, what I'm hitting. Okay, I'm in the run menu. I need graphs. So I'm going to go to 3. Okay, I already had one in here, so I'm going to delete. and then I'm gonna say yes. Okay, we also were doing inequality graphing in Algebra 1, so I'm just gonna change that. So y equals, okay, so this is where you wanna pick up, okay? Okay, well, it won't let me do that. Okay, so what I wanna do is I wanna put in the equation, so it's x minus 7. So again, x minus 7, whoops, all right, and then enter. And then the second one, this is not a color one, so you're not going to get the same thing. Now it's negative x minus 2. So negative 1, fraction key, 4, and then x minus 2. Notice I'm not using the one on the screen. Please don't use that because everybody gets too many errors when you use this one. Don't use this one. And don't use the alpha x like that. Use this key because that's what it's for. It's a commonly used key. Okay? And so now I'm ready to draw, so I'm going to hit F6, and there you go. Now on the Casio, so you get the same line. On the Casio, in order to get our answer, we're actually going to hit F5 for G-solve, and then you see you have intersection here, so hit F5 again, and it just pops the answer right on the screen, so it just goes right there. So in that respect, the Casio is a little bit easier. Okay, but that's how you graph with that. Now, the last thing I want to show you before we go back to the screen is I want to show you how to do this if you're doing it by hand. Okay, and so I'm going to use my Geometry Sketchpad because it's nice and pretty. And so let's do that. Coordinate system, and I want to snap my points. Okay, so if you're doing this by hand, I'm going to do slope-intercept form. So I'm going to do -7. Let's put some points in. So -7, and then my slope is 1, so I'm going to go up 1 and to the right. Okay. And we're going to pick those, and we're going to make a line. Okay. Now I'm going to do the other one. That one, the slope is -2. I mean, the y-intercept is -2, sorry. My slope is -1/4, so I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 4. Okay. And then I'm going to pick this one and do another line. Okay. And there you go. So if you notice this point of intersection, these are control points. It allows me to change my scale, so don't pay attention to those. But if you go over, this is 4, -3, which is the exact point we're supposed to get. Okay. And so let's see if it'll tell me what that is. Value of the point on C. Okay. I have no idea why I just did that. Okay. I have no idea why it did that. That's kind of new for Sketchpad. But anyway, okay. So this point right here is 4, -3. So that's how you would do it if you did it by hand. Okay. So now let's go back here and let's go to the next one. Okay, and we're almost done here. Okay. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so now here's another one. So you're just going to graph it. Now notice the first one is already in the right form, but the second one is not. So let's go ahead, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and fix the second equation. This one's fine. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add 2x to both sides. Okay, so that's going to give us 2y equals 2x plus 4. I'm going to divide through by 2. So that y equals x plus 2. So you're going to graph this one and you're going to graph this one. Now I'll be honest, I can tell you right away they have the same slope, which means they're parallel lines. So if I just did this by hand real quick, there's one. I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 1. Okay. And then this one, it's at 2. And I'm going to go up 1 and to the right 1 there. And then what you should notice is your lines are parallel. Okay, I noticed it when I saw the equation because the slope of both of them was 1. So this is a no solution problem. They never intersect, so there's no solution. That's why. Okay. Now let's go to the next piece. Okay, so now here what you'll notice, and I noticed a little typo there, but here it basically runs you through how do you graph using a Casio graphing calculator. And it just gives you the directions, but I've already walked you through that. Okay. And I also walked people through the TI. And so you see on the next page, this is just homework. So all you're going to do is graph them, show me the graph, and show me the ordered pairs. Okay. And again, these directions are for a Casio. But again, I've walked TI people through that, so you guys can see that. And then you have a word problem that you're to graph it and see where do they come out the same. Okay. So that's the end of this video. So thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one.